Hello everyone, and welcome to another Factorio mod spotlight. I'm Exterminator, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Exterminator, and thanks for joining me today. And in this one, we're going to be spotlighting the Subsurface mod. This was suggested to me to take a look at, I think, on my last spotlight or sometime a week or two ago. And I decided to take a look. It seems pretty interesting. So, as you probably guessed, probably from the name, is this adds multiple surfaces below the main planet surface of Novice. And it's pretty neat how you get there. Now, in terms of the advantages of going down there, it's more of like just an exploration, kind of different logistical challenge and fun thing to do. There's not like special resources down there as far as I was able to tell or read, but it does add just, some depth to the game, right? So how do you start this? Well, it adds quite a few different items, but the first thing you're going to need is a subsurface drill. Now, it uses the same graphic as the burner mining drill. I was a little confused at first because I couldn't find it until I searched for it because it's the same graphic, but it's this one here. It takes 5 electric mining drills, right? So you place this, and it is bigger, of course, than a normal burner drill. And right now, I can't do it because I've already drilled a hole. But if you hadn't drilled a hole already, you would just place this down, and it would be green, right? And then there would be like an amount of stone under it that it would, say it needed to mine. For me, it was like 950 or 1,000. And once it mines all that stone, which is what is in this box here, we have 1.3K because I have research productivity done. But once it's done with that, then it will complete, and you will pick it up, and underneath where it was sitting is this hole, right? So then you can go in here with the enter key. Now, it does need to be supplied power because you need to transfer power down there, and you can see electricity is full. Now, one interesting thing is if I take this away, there's no electricity, even though it is being hit by this. So I think the electric source, yeah, it needs to actually be within a distance to see the physical connection here, even though the supply area was touching it. But then you go down and you enter, and it brings you down here, which is pretty cool. I really like this. Just this alone kind of adds a nice additional thing. Now, this says it was disabled by script. This was running. This is a prospector to search basically for resources, because there would be resources down here. And once you get down here, there's a few things you can do. So you can either just hand mine. You do get stone when you mine this, and it it feels almost like a Minecraft or Terraria or something. There are some other options though. You can use the rock explosives to blow up larger sections. Now, it does leave stone on the ground, which you would have to pick up, of course, but this is a bit faster, right? And in terms of the actual recipe for these, it's 10 clip explosives, which is fairly expensive, but if you do want to more automate it like that. And then also you can use the AAI vehicles, the AAI mods, to actually automate the process of mining. So if you're into that and using some like circuit network stuff to get them working, it specifically mentions the ones and links you to the ones you need in the mod portal page for this. But you can use those to fully automate it. But unfortunately that cannot be done without those mods. Right, and then you place these wooden supports, which support the roof, as it were, and prevents, collapses, and then also provides power. And then you can also transport materials up. So you have these item elevators and these fluid elevators, and I'll show you how those work in a second. But we'll finish going over the rest of the items. You also have air vents. So these are passive air vents that basically equalizes the pollution between the surfaces. So if the oversurface, the main surface, is more polluted, it will actually diffuse to the ground, underground. So you want to make sure there's enough space above. So like maybe put this not in the middle of your factory, somewhere where there's less pollution on the main surface, if you go this route. And you can kind of just place these, subsurface is not exposed or occupied at this position. Okay, so I think I'm like going in the wrong direction, but you could place these down, or you could use the active air vent. And the active air vent moves pollution bottom up, but needs electricity to run, right? So you would need to actually have this be running. And then lastly, so for this actually being able to work, so you place these kind of like underground. So I would place this here, and then what happens is if you need to go back up to the surface, and you will see these indicators here when you're actually holding one of these. And this is where you will want to place the corresponding thing. So this was the first one that had resources on it. This was the second one I just did. But you can do this in the direction. You can just place whatever direction you want it flowing. And you can do that. And you can see, boom, there comes the copper plate I was exporting, right? And then theoretically, you should be able to go I think, the other way around as well. So if I place this, say, like over here, and then go back down, you can see that it is over here. So I would have to mine out this area, but you could then transport stuff down here as well, right? And that's mostly it, but it does add a nice, you know, layer, as it were, to things. And then you can actually go multiple surfaces down, it said. So it can only be built on resources. So I think I would have to, like, find a spot where I could actually do this. But the mod portal page does say that you can go down more than one surface, which is pretty cool, right? So that's the mod. I think it just adds, you know, a nice kind of different experience, different level of things you can, you know, like I said, search for resources, transport stuff up, use it for a different building area. You would just need to make sure to place your vents and your transporters and all that. But I do think it's pretty neat. As always, there is a description or a link in the description to the mod portal page where you can check this out. If you're interested, any thoughts, questions, leave them below. There's a bunch more info on the mod portal page as well, just in case there was anything I didn't cover. And that's going to do it for now. As always, thank you so much. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.